This is the OMFL.
You can't touch this.
And you're in the mix with Kinda Real Name. Here's another OMFL production.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Press Pass Live, your weekly podcast show for the OMFL. We're coming to you on a Tuesday afternoon. This is going to be a short show. It's going to be quick. I'm all by my little lonesome. I had to do a little earlier than the other guys could do it. Who knows? They may be able to pop in here pretty soon. And so if they do, it would be really awesome to have them come and be with me. This show is all going to be about predictions. I'm going to give you my conference, my division predictions, and then my conference Super Bowl predictions, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to give you my conference winners, who I think is going to be in the Super Bowl, OMFL Bowl number 83, that's going to take place in just a couple of weeks. And so let's just jump right into it. We're not going to cover any of the past games. We'll get to that whenever the guys can join me later this next weekend. I'll be doing some traveling, but we'll make sure that we squeeze in a time and get everybody on here. So let's go ahead and just start in the NFC, because it's the first thing up here. You got the NFC East, the Cowboys, the Giants, the Redskins, the Eagles, an up and down division that hasn't quite found its footing yet, but I think that the Cowboys have kind of figured things out. They're off to a much quicker start this season than they were last season, and so I'm going to go ahead and take the Cowboys in this one. The next one, you got the NFC West. Boy, I'm talking fast. I'm rolling through this. There's so much that's got to happen in a very short show, and I'm all by myself, so there's nobody to interrupt me. But the NFC West is going to change some power. The 49ers are leaving to take over the Titans. Cooley's going to come and take over the 49ers, more than likely, unless some unknown name pops in there. Mo's going to get his Cardinals figured out. I still believe in the Rams. I know the Rams are 0-4. I just think he's got too much talent on that team. He's too good of a player. He's going to get that thing figured out pretty quickly. I still like the Seahawks. They're 2-1. I think they will win this division. Look for Cooley to push him, though. Cooley's a very good player. He's going to have to learn how to kind of adjust here, but he's been in the OMFL too for a bit, and so I think he'll do just fine. He'll be one of the top players in this league. I still like Mo. I still like the Rams. Good division. Give me the Seahawks. The NFC North has changed a ton, though. We got Tim coming over from the Titans, taking over the Vikings, who are sitting at 3-0. Duvall just could not figure out the FPR thing, and finally just decided to walk away for a bit. We still hope that he gives the OMFL 2 a try, and hangs around this community, but we'll find out pretty soon. You still got the Lions at 2-1, the Bears at 1-2. Smash is off to a rough start, and so are the Packers at 1-2. A head scratcher. They paid Rodgers a pretty big contract to stay, and excuse me, I know that Rodgers has to be getting up there in age. I personally like the Lions to take this division. Tim has definitely got a head start, but I think the Lions know how to play in this division. I think the Lions are going to take this one. Then that's going to bring us to my division, the NFC South. You get the Falcons at 3-0, the Panthers at 3-1, Bucks and Saints both at 1-2. My Saints have been off to a really rough start after winning the division last year and getting the number 1 seed. The wheels have fallen off. They started in the playoffs, the loss to the Falcons, and the Falcons are actually going to be my pick. His team is just super strong. You can see he's scoring 33 points, only allowing 16 points. That rushing game is really clicking for him, and that defense is able to just shut down the passing game. He is very, very strong. He's going to be a tough one to beat. So I like the Lions, the Falcons, the Cowboys, and the Seahawks in the NFC. Let's look at the AFC really quick. You got the AFC East. You got the Patriots, Jets, Bills, and Dolphins. Dolphins off to a super rough start. Not what you would expect from Kevin. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why this cough has just shown up all of a sudden when I started the podcast. That happens. The Patriots and No Comp is definitely rolling with his team, and the Jason's got his Jets figured out. And look at the Buffalo Bills. Good for him, man. He's got some things He's changed his name a zillion times, so I'm just going to call him Coach. Coach has got some things figured out. I'll be playing him later tonight, and hopefully he'll take it easy on me with this new triple threat read option thing that he's got going on there. I still like the Patriots to win this division. Look for the Dolphins to make this a super interesting division. I'm pulling for the Bills to keep things nice and close there all the way to the very end. But I think the Patriots are going to take their division back this go-around. AFC West, you got the Raiders, the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Chiefs. Maniac is still figuring out that Chiefs team. He's very impatient with himself. I still like that team, though. I like what they're doing, and I think that they are going to get some things figured out pretty quickly. And I think that they're going to be one of those teams that you have to watch for long term. Broncos off to a rough start, but we know that what he can do when he gets that offense rolling. Bill has his Chargers in a good spot, but can he maintain that long term? Excuse me. And then the Raiders are at 2-1, really starting to get things clicking. I think the Chiefs are going to tighten this up late in the season. Look for the Raiders to kind of come back to the pack. Give me the Chargers, though, to win that division. Moving over to the AFC North, you got the Steelers, the Browns, the Bengals, and the Ravens. Ravens have been sick, and they've been out of it. They haven't quite clicked just yet. I think he'll turn things around, though. Maybe finish just above 8-8. Still a very, very good team. He didn't forget how to win. The Bengals off to a rough start at 2-2. The Browns at 2-1. But again, chaotic. Maintain that for an entire season. Same thing with the Steelers at 2-1. I'm still going to have to go with the Bengals. I got to go with the guy who gets me to the dance more often than not. Browns and Steelers, I believe in you. I hope you keep this tight. Look for the Ravens to tighten this race up. Should be a really, really good AFC battle, just completely from start to finish. Then moving finally to the AFC South. You got the Colts at 3-1. Jaguars at 2-2. Rob taking over the Titans from the 49ers at 1-1. He's going to bring some stability to that defense. Interesting to see what he can do with that offense, though. And then the Texans at 1-3. Oops, sorry about that. Clicked the wrong button there. Outlaw, that's his name. Outlaw is still trying to figure some things out with his team, but he's really invested heavily into that defense. That young defense is going to figure some things out as season 83 progresses. Again, I know I've said this a lot, but I like those bottom feeders to kind of tighten up those races a whole lot there. The Titans and Rob have his work cut out for him. This is going to be Dwayne's from start to finish, though. Dwayne is the top dog probably in this league, and he's the top dog in the AFC South. So I like the Colts, I like the Bengals, I like the Patriots, and I like the Chargers. And that's going to kind of bring us to my OMFL Bowl Season 83 prediction. Who do I think is going to make it? I like the Colts and I like the Falcons. I just think that those are the two best teams that we have so far. I think they're really going to be tough to beat when you get into the playoffs. Injuries notwithstanding, if both of them can get there, I like what both of those teams can do. Give me the Colts, give me the Falcons. I think that the Falcons are not going to win back-to-back Super Bowls. I like the Colts to finally take it back, and they will be the powerhouses here in the OMFL for season 83. So we'll get the other guys' predictions this next show that we do this next upcoming weekend. I mean, I'm stumbling on my words. I'm rushing through this. You guys got to forgive me here. It is a pretty abnormal situation that we got going here. But with all this transfer of power, it's going to be interesting to see who can make a comeback. It's still pretty early. We're only 4 games deep for some teams. Who's going to fall back to the pack? And who's got the staying power to not fade away? And I'm looking at you Raiders and Panthers and Lions, like the Vikings. I'm looking at the Bills, right? Are you guys not going to fade away? The Jets you could even throw in there and keep this going throughout season 83. We're running out of time here pretty quickly, but make sure that you come and check out our website. But one little thing I wanted to do before I get out of here, we've got some announcements that I'll make at the very end, but I was given some FPR videos. Excuse me. I don't know. Let's see if I could add one here. Let's see. It's going to go black. I'm totally fine with that. Just give me just a quick second. We're going to go media source. I'm going to add a video here. It's probably just going to loop over and over for me. I should have set this up beforehand, but honestly, I'm flying by the seat of my pants a little bit here. I knew I had to get a show in pretty quickly.
There, and sure enough, this one's going the other way.
I didn't have a lot of time to set things up with work. Let me show you a couple of FPR things that have been happening. Let me load this down. That's actually an hour ago.
Even. Hey, bravo.
Here's Elliott. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first.
Be someone there, and sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Even. Hey, bravo.
Here's Elliott. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first.
Be someone there, and sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Load this down. And I didn't load down mine. My bad. So I probably got really quiet there. My bad. I hit the wrong buttons and lowered myself down instead of lowering the film down. But anyway, like I was saying, he's playing that left middle linebacker that's supposed to be like covering that middle to outside zone. It gets a little funky because he does shift that linebacker, but you can see at the snap, we'll see this on loop again, he immediately starts to crash on the run. It's like a borderline play, but this is the type of thing that we want to try to avoid, right? Number one, he's stacking the box with, he's got one safety high. Not wrong, just don't want to see that a whole bunch. But now we're shifting the line with a stacked box, and now we're running all the way around to cover that big hole. What I'd rather see is you pick one of those safeties, that safety that comes down in the box that's covering where that hole was going to be. Like if you think that's where the play is going to go, then you should become that safety. You should go cover that play. If not, if you're going to shift, if you're going to do the setup that we see here, linebacker shifting to the left, then your first couple steps probably should be back into your zone and then make the read and go make the play. But you don't see that straight at the snap. He's coming back into the zone that he left because he had shifted that line. This is what we want to avoid, right? This is not a cheesy play. This is not a cheating play. This is not calling Brady out. None of that stuff. This is just a prime example of what we want to try to avoid. With all the mixes and the shifts and the, honestly, line up and play football. And I know if Maniac was here, he would argue with me, and so we'll have that argument whenever he can rejoin me, because Maniac doesn't believe that we should just line up and play football. And I think his exact quote might have been something like, just let the CPU play CPU if that's what we're going to do. I'm not saying you can't make any adjustments. I just think things get funky, and we see funky play whenever we start making a lot of adjustments all game. An adjustment from time to time. Brady wasn't doing this all game. This is just an example for me to easily show what we want to try to avoid, and it's that he's covering a big area with a linebacker. He's covering another man's zone with a linebacker that was supposed to cover another zone. If you think you know where the play is going to go, then you need to cover a guy that's going to be in that area. Let's go look at the one that I had set up right here. Let's see if we can't get it. I think that's going to get you guys set up really nice. Now, this was Arizona, Seattle, and you're going to see a play that the guy was questioning, is that wrong? But I think is actually, again, probably a little, I wouldn't consider it close to the line. Some would consider it close to the line. I think that this is fair, though, right? And so you're going to see they're calling a cover 2 man right here. And so he's going to go back. He's playing the linebacker right now. But before snap, he covers the safety, which means, this whole area between, I'm backwards here. So 38, 39-yard line all the way, back to the 25, the 15, right? Like that whole area, depending on who's in that area, how far the route is ran, all that fun stuff. So what you're going to see here is there's only going to be one receiver in that entire area. So it's a man defense. So there's a cornerback on there. And with this safety, he now gets to cover whatever area he feels like is receptible to being hit. And you're going to see him kind of go back and then come up because the receiver's running a crossing route and make a play. So he's back. All right, now he's going to get burnt. And now he's coming up because he was playing a post route. He was playing a crossing route. He was going to cut those out. Easiest way to beat that, and this is what I do personally. Love to get the other guy's thoughts on this. See if we can go back, though. This is the play before, so we'll get to it. But I call some verticals, right? If I see a guy playing a safety, I'm going to test him vertically. And if he does that, if at snap he takes a couple steps in, he's going to be burnt by the guy that's getting behind him. Now I got to have a quarterback that can make the throw. I got to have the team that can beat that play. I'm perfectly fine with this. He was in the area he was supposed to be in. He thought there was a post coming. He played the post. He made the play. All right. Steps up, makes the play. I have personally no problem with that. Now we could argue, he picked a pass off that was 6 yards behind him because of the big jump. Linebackers do that all the time. Like, we could have that conversation, but the game is what the game is. There's really not a whole lot that we can really do about that outside of just playing what the game is. We have rules around it to set us up to the most success possible, but at the end of the day, the game is what the game is. I think they unplugged me from the chat, so it's okay because the guys are still not around. I apologize for the pause. I was just seeing if the guys are around. So I just want to share those two plays, give my thoughts. This is a very, very quick show, going to be an easy listen. We couldn't hook up this weekend. This next weekend I'm traveling, but I'm definitely going to be able to find some time, and we're going to make some things happen. So let's wrap up the show. GrowFolksOC.com. Tons and tons and tons of new content. Make sure that you check it out. Let me just also give a teaser. This will be officially announced in maybe a couple of days or something like that. But we're going to be forming a partnership with Overtime Heroics, and they're going to be looking to grow their gaming section. We're going to be looking to advertise their sports section, but it is a website forum with tons of different sports forums that you can talk about. NFL, NHL, NBA, MLB. They're also growing games. They're going to be hosting leagues, all that fun stuff. So you're going to see some more stuff coming out about this. We're going to be on their podcast. They're going to be on our podcast. We're just going to be forming a official partnership to help them really start to grow what they're doing. They're kind of doing what we're doing for gaming, but for sports, and we want to help support what they're doing. They seem like really good people, and we want to help do that. And then finally, you can find us on our other websites, Grown Folks OC on Twitch. You can see all kinds of videos. I'm mainly the one that streams here, so these are all going to be my videos, but we do host other people's streams whenever they're on and I'm not. And Twitter, Grown Folks OC. You can check out our Twitter page. If I can get over there real quick, you can see all kinds of new content that's coming out, websites, all kinds of stuff. So give us a like and a follow there. And then finally on YouTube, Grown Folks Online Community. Search us, give us a subscribe, and we'll make sure to subscribe to you right back. So short show today. I gave you my predictions. We got to talk a little FPR that's out there. Definitely some minor things that we're going to continue to work on. But I like the direction that we're going. Excited about this new partnership. And I can't wait to have the guys back because nobody wants to listen to me ramble for an hour. That's why I only made you do it for 19 minutes and 8 seconds here. So, look, I hope that you guys have a really great week, a blessed week for all the leadership here in the OMFL. Thanks for watching the show. Sorry that it's short. We'll get you a big one next time. Get all the guys back. We'll have a good time. So, have a blessed week. God bless. We'll see you. Peace.